Everyone. So Isaiah Thomas has been working very hard, very diligently to try to get back into the NBA. He went even to the G League to just try to showcase his talents and show like, hey, I am better than this. I deserve an NBA roster, an NBA spot. He's been very open and public about like, hey, I'm not giving up until I actually get a shot and I get back into the NBA and I can showcase my talents on the biggest stage, which gotta respect. You gotta love the fight. You gotta love the heart of the underdog. But in reality, Isaiah Thomas, he's undersized. Right, he's 5'9", 6'2" wingspan, 185 pounds. He's also 35 years old, so he's not like some 26, 27-year-old. Ever since injuries, right, it's kind of ruined his career in what was at one point a promising, MVP caliber type of just run. And he goes to the G League and he was averaging like 30 a game in the G League. He had some like very real monster games. Well, now he finally has his chance with the Phoenix Suns, which is one of his old teams. It's one of the teams that he actually got to get a little playtime. That was back when they had like the three guards with Nash and was it Dragic and all that. But no, this is just, again, something that I think could potentially be beneficial for both the Phoenix Suns and Isaiah Thomas, right? For Isaiah Thomas, this is his moment. This is an opportunity for a team that could actually use his offensive output and production, if he can be that, right? Could use the scoring punch off the bench, right? They're so reliant on, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, which is expected given, you got your big three and you basically have a bunch of vet minimum guys beyond that outside of, a couple guys. So to be able to get a guy like an Isaiah Thomas on a 10-day that has such, low risk, high reward type move, if it works out, great. You could get him a contract to keep him around. At worst, if it doesn't work, you're cutting him and it's no harm, no foul for Phoenix. And this also gives Isaiah Thomas an opportunity to kind of showcase his skills, showcase what he could potentially provide for a team, not just this season, but going forward, right? Especially if he could actually get on the Phoenix Suns roster and potentially, make an actual impact. Last time he was on Phoenix, he did average 15.2 points, 4 assists, 2.4 rebounds, and played 26 minutes a game. He didn't start, he started one game, in 46 games. Started one game, played 25.7 minutes, shot 42.6% from the field, 39% from three-point range, 45% from two-point range, with an EFG of 50.5. That was last time he was with Phoenix. Obviously, the big grand run that he had was his Boston stint and stretch, right? He went from Phoenix to Boston in that 2014-2015 season. He played 46 games for Phoenix that year and then ended up getting sent on over to Boston, where he played 21 games, averaged 26 minutes, and then he gave 19 points, 5.4 assists, and 2 rebounds. That first, again, that basically half a season or a quarter of a season for Boston. And then you saw the beginning of the explosion, right? 2015-2016 season, he goes to 22.2 points, 6.2 assists, 3 rebounds, most improved, all-star, right? He's looking really good. 32 minutes a game. He's shooting 43% from the field, 36% from three-point range. And then he has that 2016-2017 season, which he in 76 games, 33, almost 34 minutes, shot 46% from the field, 38% from three, 52.8% from two-point range, averaged 29 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. So that's what he will, be cemented and forever remembered as, like that guy. And then, fortunately, he got the injury. He ends up going to Cleveland. He goes from Cleveland to the Lakers. He spends, 17 games with the Lakers. And then it was just basically like he became a journeyman. Went from Denver to Washington to New Orleans to back to the Lakers to where he only played 4 games for Lakers, and then 1 game for Dallas, and then 17 games for Charlotte. And the last stint he had was with the Lakers. It was a 2021-2022 season with the Lakers, the Mavs, and Charlotte. He played 22 games total, and then during those 22 games, he averaged 8 points, and basically 1.5 assists, 1.5 rebounds. So nothing crazy to write home about. His most production was actually with the Lakers, in which he averaged 9 points. Dallas, he averaged 6, and then Charlotte, he averaged 8. But if he can, again, like, if the expectations are like, hey, he can be a spark off the bench that can come in and provide, just some scoring relief. Right. Again, the big problem with Isaiah Thomas is his lack of size and him being a liability out there on the defensive side of things. But, he gives the Phoenix Suns some insurance when, Bradley Beal misses a game, Devin Booker misses a game. Also in just games where everybody is playing. Say Beal goes to the bench, Isaiah Thomas's ability to score and kind of help, or you could even get KD and Beal some rest. Isaiah Thomas, if he can kind of find that, like, that scoring and just get into a real rhythm and flow, he can, again, he's a guy that can score the basketball, right? Like, that's not the concern. It's just the efficiency. Can he efficiently score the basketball? What does he shoot from 3-point range? Because that was the problem, right? Like, teams kept giving him a chance. It's not like he just, he got injured and he just never got a chance. No, he just wasn't the same. His efficiency wasn't as good. He was always a liability on the defensive side, but it was like, man, he could shoot the basketball. He could go off and drop 30 on any given night. Like, it was just the production that he gave you on the offensive side, his ability to just light it up. It basically balanced it out. Well, now it's like, okay, well, how much are you really looking for him to score, right? Let's say 10 to 15 points at best. Well, can he do that efficiently? And during this time he's out there getting that, is he giving up 20? Right? Because, yeah, it's great if he give you 15 a game, but if he's giving up 20 or 25 during that stretch, well, then now he's a -5 to a -10. That's not really good. So it just, again, it depends on just the circumstances, what Phoenix is really looking for, and what, Isaiah Thomas really is expecting to get out of this. I do think in the right situation with the right team and the right pieces, he could be impactful. I don't know if Phoenix is kind of like, is really the best place for him, right? Like, in all honesty, I think like a team like Boston that has like the defense and the point of attack guys, or even like a Minnesota team, right, that has like the defensive pieces to kind of put around him, right, to where he can, you could just get that spark off the bench, that scoring off the bench. I mean, Boston, I don't think would, given the circumstances and how it ended, and I'm not going to bring up all that stuff again, but, like, I do think a team like that's like, okay, like, when Derek White goes to the bench, you could put in Isaiah Thomas, and you still have, like, Drew Holiday and Al Horford or Porzingis and, Brown and Tatum and all these guys that can kind of defensively make up to where Isaiah Thomas isn't as much of a liability, but give you just another scoring threat, another scoring option, another guy that can go get buckets. Or like I said, Minnesota, where it's like you got Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels and, a Rudy Gobert and, Kyle Anderson. And you have kind of the defensive pieces to surround Isaiah Thomas and, put him in a position to where he's not as much of a liability on the defensive side. But somebody like Phoenix, it's like, they don't really have the defenders. They're not really a great defensive team where it's like, you can kind of mask the bad with Isaiah Thomas. But to me, this kind of means that like they're just kind of leaning into the offense. Like, hey, let's just outscore teams. Let's just be a threat on the offense. Like, you can't stop us. So it'll be interesting. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Isaiah Thomas will make a big impact make a big splash for Phoenix? Do you think he could be a real factor for them? Do you think like, nah, this is just kind of like, just a little bit of a gimmick almost? Like, again, however you feel, what your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.